Okay, so I believe I have just started the recording. It looks like I have. This is the recording for Lab 5. Okay, so maybe I'll view this as a student so I can see what you see. Here we go. So what this lab is about Mad Libs. So Mad Libs right here, Mad Libs. Um, this is a game that we play. You may have seen it when you were a kid. And the way it works is this. So there's a story. I'll show you an example. So there's a story. I'll pick one of these. I'll pick a kid's one. Hopefully it won't be too long. And the way Mad Libs works is it asks you for a number of words. So it says like room. So we need to type in the name of a room. So what type of room? Maybe a kitchen. A place. What kind of place? The circus. An adverb. What's an adverb? Think I can press the button to get a random one? Okay. Dislike. A food. Chicken. Past tense verb. Ran. The same food. Okay. Chicken again. Past tense verb. What's a past tense verb? Ate. Same food. We shouldn't have to type in the same word a bunch of times, but we do. Country, USA, form of meat, pork chop, veggie, carrot, spice, cumin. Number 420. Past tense verb. Another one. Cooked. Adjective. Large. Past tense verb. Procrastinated. Okay, so you fill in all the words and then it puts the words that you said in a story, right? So it says Charlie and Itchy were in the kitchen of circus. They were having a dislike competition, a cook-off. Sasha was the judge. Okay, you will both be making chicken with cheese. Charlie and Itchy both got to work. Charlie ran a pan and began to make the chicken. Itchy ate a pot and started to make the chicken. Charlie and Itchy started by adding USA pork chop, some carrot, and cheese. Itchy added some cumin. After 420 hours, the time was up. Sasha tried Charlie's dish first. She cooked and said it was large. Then she tried Itchy's disc. She procrastinated with a smile. Itchy, you win. Okay, that one wasn't that funny. But the point is, there's a list of words, and then it puts the words into the story, right? So that's what we're doing in Lab 5. So in Lab 5, here's a story. My favorite blank in the whole world is blank. I like it because it is blank and blank. The first time I blank, I was blank after, where am I? My reaction to blank. Later, I began to blanket. These days, I blanket with all of my friends, but most of them don't blank the way that I do. That's okay. It just means there is blank for me. Okay. So this is the story. I just copy pasted it from a Mad Lib site, and we need to fill in all of the blanks. Okay. So the way you have to do this is we need to get all of these words. So this is how many boxes there are. There's a noun, an adjective, verb, verb, noun. Okay. So we're going to read in strings and have the user type in each of these words. Okay. So there is some code down here that's already pre-written, but I'll kind of do it from scratch to explain. So in Eclipse, I will make a new project and we'll call this Lab 5. Finish. Then I will create a new class, which I'll also call Lab 5. I'll check the box for public static void main, and I'll get a blank project here. It's a little bigger. And here we go. Okay, So we're making the Mad Libs. So we're going to be reading in strings. So we're reading them in from the keyboard. So we need to import java.util.scanner, which we've done many times. Then in your main, we need to create a scanner object. So we say scanner scnr equals new scanner system.in. Okay, so we're ready to read the keyboard, right? I have one extra in there. Let's delete it. And there we go. So we are now ready to read in words. Okay, now what we can do, I will copy this because I'm kind of lazy here. These are all of the words that you need. Now, there's noun one, noun two. So what I'm doing here is each of these words is a string. Now, I also have noun one equals, and then I have double quotes here. That's just an empty string. You could get rid of those and just have it like this, and that would be okay. The problem is if you do this, you are not initializing the variable. And if you don't initialize the variable, then you can't use that variable until you have a value for it. So just to avoid errors, to make it easier for you, I have them started this way. That way, we won't get any errors about the variables not being initialized, okay? But technically, it doesn't need to be done here. So these are all strings, okay? And right now, they're all blank strings. Everyone has a different name, right? So we're typing in multiple nouns. So the first noun I just called noun one, noun two, way down here, noun three, noun four. Now, this is the exact order that the blanks are in here. So the first blank needs to be filled in with a noun. The second blank needs to be filled in with a noun. Okay. So then after that, you have an adjective. So the third blank is an adjective. And I think the fourth blank is also an adjective, and so on. Now, the point is that they're all in order to make it easier for you again. So once we have all these variables defined, we need to get values in them. And the user has to type those in. So I'll just say here, we need to read in all of the words. Okay, so in order to tell the user to type in a word, we're going to use a normal print statement. So just like system dot out dot, we can use print or print line. I'll use print this time. Oops. You got an extra parentheses there. So our first word is a noun. So I need to tell the user to enter a noun. Now I need to tell them that it's a noun because otherwise they will type in something that's not a noun, right? So I tell them to enter a noun, and then I need to read in the noun. So the noun, the first one we're going to do is noun one. So to read in a noun, it'll be noun one equals, and then we need to use the scanner. So we've used the scanner many times, like scnr dot next int, like that. That's reading in an integer. We don't want to read an integer. We want to read a word. And if you've done the zyBooks or watched the lecture, the way to read one word is just next. So scnr dot next reads in one word. Okay. And there you go. So we need two lines like this to read in one word. We need to tell the user what to do, and then we need to read in the word. And you can do that for all of the words. So you have to do this a bunch of times, right? So right now I only have noun one, but I need to read in noun two. So if you need to read in noun two, you're just going to do exactly the same thing again. So I can just copy the lines and paste them again. And then I can say, type in a noun again. But I need to be sure to change this to the other variable so that the first noun I read in is going to be variable noun one, and the second variable is going to be noun two. right? So if I just save this here just to run it once for practice, it says enter a noun, and you say like, well, what's a noun, right? That's a person, object, place, or thing. So, I can say headphones, and I can enter another noun, and that will be glasses, right? So far, this is all I've got. But that's going to be my first two nouns. Now you've got to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more times. So after the first two, I'll do the third one. Like that. But the third word is actually an adjective. So ADJ was for adjective. So I need to tell the user to enter an adjective. And the name of the variable is ADJ1, right? So you come down here and you say ADJ1. Okay, so right now I've read 3 words. That's enough for now. We need to do all of them, but we'll start with 3. Now, after we read in all the words, we need to print out the Mad Libs story. Okay. So the way that I would recommend you do this is it doesn't have to look exactly the way it is in the document. Uh, it just needs to be the name story, but it needs to be the same story, but the number of lines can be up to you. So how would I do this? Here's how I would do it. So I'll do a system.out. I'll do a print line. Okay. And in the print line, what I need to print is the first sentence. Okay. So I go over to the web browser and grab from here. Here's the first sentence, right? My favorite blank in the whole world is blank. So I'll copy that. And in here, I will put it. Now, this is not going to work, okay? We have to clean this up. Like the copy pasting didn't do a good enough job here. So making that bigger just to see. So first of all, if I want this all on one line, I need to backspace over here to get this all on the line. The \R\N, that's a carriage return and a new line. So I'm deleting all those, right? So this is the first sentence. My favorite blank in the whole world is blank. Okay. So, fix the sentence up like this, but then this is not what I want, because if I run this right now, of course, it says enter a noun. I say dog, it says enter a noun. I say bottle, and enter an adjective, and I say ugly, and it prints out my favorite blank in the whole world is blank. But what it's supposed to do is fill in the first word with dog, and it needs to fill in the second word with bottle, right? So up here in the print statement, we need to replace these underlines with the actual word. So in order to do that, what you'll have to do is go up here. Let's delete the line. And this is where the first word goes, right? So what you need to do is put some quotes there, and then a plus, and then this is where the first word goes. So the first word is noun 1. So noun 1. And then we do another plus, and we open up the quotes again. Okay. So now it's going to say my favorite. Noun 1 will be filled in with whatever we typed in. And then it says in the whole world is blank. And just like before, we need to basically delete this line, put a quote, put a plus, put, now this is where we print out the second word. The second word is noun 2. So noun 2, and then another plus, and then more quotes. So you have to be careful to make up the quotes. The last ones are a little, like this last one here is a little bit annoying because it's just a period, but if I want the period, I have to do that. And so now it'll put the noun one here and it'll put the noun two here. So now if I run this again, it says enter a noun. So, you say but, because that's what everybody does. And then it says another noun. Okay, I know what to pick, but and ugly. Right? And then it says, my favorite butt in the whole world is butt. And then you laugh. Ha ha ha. Said butt. So you see it? That's what we're trying to do here. So we need to do that for the entire thing. Now, I'm not going to do the entire thing for you, but let's do one more sentence. So for the next sentence, let's just start out with, let's just start out with this. So we'll copy paste this. And we'll just delete the inside though. And we'll figure out what goes here. So we go back to here and we need the second sentence. So here is the second sentence. I like it because it is blank and blank. So get the second sentence, put it all there. Again, it didn't copy paste right, so we'll need to fix that. Like that. And now we need to fill in more words. So, of course, I already did noun one. I already did noun two, noun three. We don't have noun three. We have adjective one. So this first blank here needs to be adjective one. So again, we're going to delete the line, put in a quote, plus ADJ1 plus, and then quotes again. So now we'll have adjective one there. And then for the next blank, we need the next word. But what is the next word? We didn't do it yet. So the next word after adjective one is adjective two. So this blank needs to be adjective two. So again, you have to put a quote, put a plus, put ADJ2, put a plus, put a quote. There we go. Oops, I got an extra quote there. So I think this will be fine, but the problem is that we have not done adjective two yet, right? So we have to do noun one, noun two, adjective one, adjective two. So again, I will copy those. And so in this top section, we need to do adjective two, and then we'll be able to fill in the second sentence. So if I save this here, I hit run, it says noun, put in person, noun, I'm going to go with but again, put in an adjective, I'm going to say funny and huge. Right now it says my favorite person in the whole world is but. I like it because it is funny and huge. Amazing. Right? So this is what you have to do. So you need to fill in all of the words. Like we need to tell the user to type them all in. Noun, noun, adjective, adjective. The next one is a verb, verb one. So, when you do the verb, you'll have to be careful to change the sentence to tell the user to put in a verb and to change the variable to verb, I guess it was verb one. And now we have the next one, right? So you need to fill all of these out, and then you need to add sentences for the entire story. Now, I did it so that you can, I did do it so that you can put in the sentences before you can put down the bottom part before you do the top part. So like if I do another system dot out dot print line again, right? We'll put quotes again. It messes it up, so we have to delete some of this, right? So says the first time and then we need a verb. So you go verb one plus open quotes. I was And then I don't even know what that word is, right? So like the one after verb one is, what is it? So after verb one, we have adjective three. So coming back here, you need adjective three will go here. So like that. Oops, again, got an extra quote there. All right. So like if I were to run this right now, it looks like I'm missing a plus here. Yeah. So if I were to run this right now, I never actually asked for adjective three. I didn't read that in yet. So if I run this and, we go noun, butt, face, ugly, stupid, picking really mean words, aren't I? Pick a verb, run. Right, my favorite butt in the whole world is face. I like it because it's ugly and stupid. The first time I run it, I was, see, that should be a past tense verb, but that's not what the Mad Libs said, so I didn't do it. But the first time I run it, I was, and there's nothing there, right? Because adjective three, we never read adjective three. So right now it's blank, so I have to actually go up here and read an adjective. So I'll copy paste that and change that to, oops, change it to adjective three here. And then now we would have a word to go in at the end if we run this again. So this is most of it, not the entire thing. You have to do all the words. So, you say, my favorite video game. Uh-oh. Oh, we got a problem. So the problem here is I typed in two words, so it actually did both nouns, video and game. Interesting. We're not going to fix that, but like, I could say game, uh, dog, adjective, funny, adjective, pretty, verb, um, smile, adjective, large. Right. My favorite game in the whole world is dog. I like it because it's funny and pretty. The first time I smile it, I was large. Um, right. So anyway, that's three lines. Hopefully you can see the pattern. Dealing with the quotes here, you need to be careful, right? So any text is going to need to be in quotes, but the variable names need to not be in quotes. You have to connect them with pluses. And yeah, so we're up to adjective three. So we did half of it, right? You still have verb two, verb three, verb four, verb five. It's a lot of verbs, noun three and noun four. So every time it takes two lines. You got to tell the user what to type and then read in the variable. Okay, so that's it. That's the lab. If we look back at the website here, you can see that I did give you only the first two I did, and I only printed out the first sentence. I also printed out, here is your Mad Lib story. So you can do that if you want to or not. Okay, so you just finish that up, read in all the words, print out the entire story, right? So you need to print all the way up to the end, this whole thing, right? We only did this much so far. We didn't do, my reaction was to, like, we didn't do that half. So a few more sentences left and about half of the variables, right? We only did up to verb three. So hopefully that makes sense. And you'll go ahead and do that, turn it in here. Make sure to put your name on it as usual. And you need, oops, it's out of 20 points. It should say 15 points for your lab and then 5 points for a screenshot showing your program running successfully. So you need to run it when you're done and screenshot that, right? So we can see your story at the end like this. Yeah, and so submit the Java file and the printout showing that it worked. Okay, so that is that. And hopefully that was helpful. All right, so I think that's it. I'm going to stop the recording now. Well, almost now. Okay, now.